Hi, I don't know how you got here or where you're from, but I'm really glad you came. I'm Mindy Stern, and today I'm going to talk about commandment number 4 of successful self-employed superwomen. Work the amount of hours that suit your desired lifestyle and not a minute more. Very important commandment. Ladies, we are living the dream. Okay? In most cases, we choose to be self-employed so that we can do what we love to do, so that we can have flexible hours and be available for our families. That is the dream. Most people don't have the courage to make such a bold move. Start a business that will support their families and do it on their own terms. I am so proud of you, of your courage, your persistence, and your belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. You took action based on this wonderful dream and your faith in your ability. But once your business was started and you faced the fluctuations in supply and demand, and you faced financial ups and downs and the concerns of product development and customer satisfaction, then you started to spend more time at work rather than with your family. Or maybe when you are with your family, you're still focused on work, either making telephone calls or checking your mail or your text messages. Maybe you're going through Facebook to see what's going on, and you're really not spending quality time with your family. I mean, you're there in person physically, but you're not there emotionally. You're not there mentally, okay? Yes, your hours are flexible, but it might be that you're working 18 hours a day, and in between, you try to take care of the needs of your family and of your home and of your kids. And it turns out to be more like a chore than what you want it to be. It's no longer the dream. The pressure is on you, and you need to deliver the goods or bring home the bacon, and there just doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day but because you are committed to your business and you are committed to your clients, your customers, your patients, and because you are committed to your business financial success so that your family can live in the standard of living that they deserve, your business becomes the priority, and you feel guilty and torn that you are not as available to your family as you wanted to be. Is this your reality? Take a few seconds to comment and let me know. Maybe you're on the other side of the scale. Your business becomes too demanding, so you give up on thinking about it, and you think that it becomes too unrealistic or too hard, and then you end up feeling frustrated and unfulfilled because you have so much to give and you can't make it work. Is this your reality? I don't think so, because successful self-employed superwomen don't give up. It's not in their nature. Successful self-employed superwomen do whatever it takes to make it work, to get it done, to be successful. Are you a successful self-employed superwoman? Let me hear you say yes down there. So how do you get back on track? How do you get back to the dream? How do you create a successful business on your terms? How do you work the amount of hours that suits your desired lifestyle and not a minute more? I'm going to share with you now in this live broadcast 3 techniques to seamlessly integrate your home life, your business life, and your me life into a single satisfying way of life for yourself and for those around you without compromising your desired lifestyle. I'm going to talk about 3 unsupported beliefs that prevent you from making yourself and your desired lifestyle a priority. And I'm going to talk about 3 behavior patterns that must be embraced in order to stick to the plan, even in times of stress, which there may be many, and still make it work. But first, even before we get into more detail, I want you to define now, for me, for us, define your office hours. When do you want to work? Write them down, please, in the comments. What are your office hours? When do you, ideally, I'm not talking about realistically or what happens or what they say or what they told me to do or what it turns out to be, but I'm talking about you inside. When you think about your ideal work, life, family balance, what are your office hours? When do you want to work? If you write it down, that's the first step to committing to making them come true. Okay, so let's go. And number one technique. Ta-dam. Establish strategy based on the hours you want to work. Very important. It sounds very logical, but not many people do it. You know what you want to work. Now you have to develop all sorts of strategies that support that time frame when you want to work. And it could be quite a few things. For example, you want to figure out your marketing strategy. Okay, marketing should be about 80% of your time in your business should be dedicated to marketing, because you need to bring more customers. No customers, no sales. You want sales, you want to have more clients, patients, customers, you need to market. So your marketing strategy should be based on something that doesn't need you being active 24/7. You know what your office hours, so you have to decide on a marketing strategy that lets you get the word out there effectively and efficiently in a manner that your clients will come to you during your office hours. So strategy is really important. It's not just your marketing strategy, it's also your pricing strategy, okay? For those of you who give service, not necessarily a product, because a product can sell, actually it can sell 24/7, and we can talk about that a little bit later. But a service, it's a little bit of a problem to give a service 24/7, especially if it's a live service, okay, and not a digital service. So there are hours that you want to work. So you need to figure out what those hours are. And then when you talk about your pricing, when you establish a pricing strategy, those prices have to be in the range that allows you to work the amount of hours you want to work and still earn the money that you want to earn in your business. Very important. That's also a strategy. Now, you can be having a lot of self-talk in your head saying, wow, if I want to work so few hours, that means my prices need to be super high and nobody's going to buy my product. That is a belief that can be changed. We're not going to be talking about that belief today, but absolutely, when we talk about beliefs and how to change them, pay attention to that belief and see how you can change. Adopt a new belief that's true or truer than that one before, because it's unsupportive. Absolutely, you can figure out a pricing strategy, a service strategy, an operations strategy, a marketing strategy that suit your needs, your time frame. What happens a lot when people go into business, they adopt, I don't know, maybe I'm going to call it standard means of practice. They look at what other people are doing and copy. Generally, what other people are doing don't work. So what you need to do, if you're going to be copying, copy from the people that you want to emulate. So if you want to work less hours, fewer hours in the office and dedicate more time to home, see which people are in your type of business or maybe another type of business who are working those hours and what they are doing, what strategies they are doing in order to make it work for them and make money, and learn from them, copy from them. It does not have to be from the same industry. It can be from a different industry, but their lifestyle is a lifestyle that you want to emulate. So look at what they're doing and copy, okay? And you can sell your products. You can sell your products and your services for the prices that you want to do it. It all depends on how you position it and how you market it. And again, I said we'll be talking about the marketing aspects in another program. But super important to know, you have the choice of creating strategy. Don't go with the flow. Create the flow. You create your strategy, and your strategy can be unique to you. It does not have to be what everybody else is doing. It can be different, okay? So remember that. Yeah, you're the boss, okay? And you will, if your service is good, if your product is good, if your offering is good, you will get the clients that you need in order to be able to support your needs, okay? So establish a strategy based on the hours that you want to work. Think about it, plan it. I mean, we've been talking about the last few commandments were all about planning. And this is as well. I think that the basis to all success is good planning and implementation, and probably learning, I would have to put into there. Okay, the next technique I want to talk about is create systems which are repeatable. Very important word. Repeatable. Okay? Very important. You want systems. What happens is when you have your business, any business, it really doesn't matter what the business is. A lot of people, especially self-employed people, they do things ad hoc. Something comes up and they do it, and something comes up and they go for it, and then there's an opportunity and they implement it. And I don't want you to do that in your business. What I want you to do is consciously think and plan and implement strategies and systems. Create systems that work for you. Now, a system can be actually anything. Let's say you have a system for addressing customer needs. Okay, you create a system. Someone calls up your office, create a plan of what happens to them, how they are addressed, what the script of the conversation is with them, how they're taken care of, who's the next person that talks to them, how an appointment is set up. All of this should be scripted. It is a system, okay? So that is for people calling up. You can create a marketing system. How do you promote your product or your service? Okay, you would create something that generates interest, that gets people to contact you to perpetuate a sale. And if that system works, what you do is you repeat it whenever you need to generate more customers, more clients, more sales. You want it to be repeatable. You don't want your business based on one system. You need to base it on many systems and progressive systems. So let's say the client, you build a system for the client calling up your office and wanting to know more about your product or service. So there is a system that he goes through. Who answers the telephone, what the person says to him, what the person wants to do with him, what are the next steps for him. And then there is another system at the next level. What happens then? Okay, with your sales also, you can have 3, 4, 5 different marketing funnels, marketing systems, which get a customer to raise their hand, say I'm interested, to get that customer to contact you, and then to have a sales call, whether it's for bringing someone in for an appointment or it's for them to ask for the product and then maybe sending the product out to them. These are all systems and they need to be repeatable. Now, what happens with a system that is repeatable is it's like magic. First of all, the first time you work on it, it takes a lot of time. Okay, because you need to think about it and make the process and think about all the sides to it and the steps to it and what's going to happen, and if he does this, what happens, and if he does that, what happens. You need to have a lot of, it has to be a very well thought out plan and practiced. But once it is created, you can implement it, and if it works, great. As a matter of fact, if it works, see how you can make it better. See how you can tweak it. And the tweaking it and the making it better takes a lot less time than it took to originally make the system. Okay? And it could be that the system you made doesn't work. But then what you can do, it's also okay, then you scrap it. You don't want to waste your time or your business and your time. We spoke about in the last commandment about time. You don't want to waste your time at all. So you might plan something, and it could be that it doesn't work the way you wanted it to work. Scrap it. Open up your mind to new opportunities, to new thoughts, and build another system to take care of that need in your business. Now, once you have a system for charging your customers, your financial system. You have a system for paying your employees or your suppliers. These are all systems that you need to build. Now, what's the benefit of having a system, and how can it help you actually work the amount of hours that you want to work, and not an hour, not a minute more than that? First of all, like I said, the systems, once it is created, it takes very little time to implement it, and it is repeatable. So people get pass a learning curve. Once they learn how to do it, to use the system, it works rather quickly. Okay, it's easy to improve. It's easy to make it more efficient and more effective. Any system, whether it's finance, whether it's market, whether it's operation, or whether it's customer support, these are all systems. And I think the best thing for us self-employed superwomen with creating these systems is once we have created them and we have decided that they are good for our business, we can always let someone else do them, okay? Because they are tested by us. They fit our values, our needs, our vision for our business. So maybe the second time we still need to do it, but the third time, fourth time, fifth time, and forward, we don't have to do it because we've done it. We've tested it. It works. Someone else can press the button. Someone else can read the script on the telephone call. Okay? So systems are the key to being more effective in your business and to be able to free up time so that when it's the end of business hours, you can pick up and leave. Okay? So systems are super, super duper important technique to use in your business. Very effective and economic in all ways, shapes, and forms. Okay, so that brings me into the third technique for being able to work only the hours you want to work and not a minute more. And I think it comes together with the last one. I mentioned it slightly. That's to delegate and to outsource. Okay, great techniques. Now, one of the things about delegating for us super successful self-employed superwomen is that we do not like to give up control. We don't like to do it. We like to know how things work. We like to make things happen. We know that if we do it, it's going to get done the way we want it to get done. But if I combine these two techniques, if you created the system and you have tested it and you have tried it and it works for you, it is likely to work for someone else. Also with a little training, they have to pass the learning curve and it's okay. So it's easier to delegate if you're a control freak superwoman. It's easier to delegate once you have built the system and you have systems that you know that they work. Okay, so you can delegate. The next thing you can do, if you don't have staff, you don't have people working with you, it doesn't have to be salaried staff. It can be freelance people who are working with you. Suppliers who are working with you, etc. You can delegate to them. But if you don't have that kind of environment, you can outsource. Okay, let someone outside of your business frame do the work for you. Okay, and that will free up your time. But again, the people who do the work for you has to be based on what you know works for your business. Don't say to yourself, oh, I don't know how to do marketing, so I'm going to let someone else do it. You can't do that, okay? If you are going to be a successful self-employed superwoman, you need to know how to market. You need to know the basis of finance and how to pay your suppliers and manage your budget. You need to know how to do that, okay? But once you get the basis, once you know what's going on so that you can speak at eye level with your suppliers, then you can outsource. Now, a big fear of self-employed superwomen about outsourcing is the expense. You know, you work so hard for the money. Yeah, you work so hard to get new clients and patients, and it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. And like I said to you before in the preamble to this training, to this Power Boost training, is that it doesn't necessarily work. You have the dream, but when it comes down to brass tacks, you're working a lot. You know, I'm working a lot. You're working a lot because you want it to work the way you want it to work. So they think, okay, I mean, I feel like I'm struggling for every penny that my business works, or I don't have enough hours a day to meet my customers' demand. You know, what I'm going to outsource. So the two problems with outsources. One is control. It is control. And the second one is money. A lot of people do not want to outsource because of the expense. Okay, so I want to tell you, I'm going to put this in parentheses because it's not really inside the structure of what I want to talk about staying true to your office hours, about expenses, okay? You should look at expenses in your business as opportunities, as investments, okay? An investment is something where you put money in expecting to get more money out of it. It's not a dream. It's an actual plan. It's something that works for someone else or has worked for you, where you put money in and you get more money out of it. So when you have an expense in your business, make sure that that expense is going to generate value for your company, whether it be material value or economic value. In most cases, because we're a business, it needs to be economic value, or you're going to see a lot of times it's economic value. But look at that. So when you're looking to use a supplier, think about the return on your investment. I'm going to use his services. How is that going to make money or give more value to my business? Okay, and once you know what value is going to give, it's how it's going to generate more sales, how it's going to reduce the time that you are spending on that, so that it can free you up for time that you can be more effective in generating new customers, generating new marketing, improving your product. Okay, there's a lot of things that you might be able to do better yourself that you don't have time for, so you can outsource something that is not important that you do, that someone else can do. So it frees up your time. It frees up your time to focus on the big things that'll make your business more successful. And it frees up your time to focus on your family, because you want to work a certain amount of hours and you do not want to work a second more than those hours. Okay, so a real good technique is to delegate. Let someone else work those hours and outsource. Let them work those hours, but make sure that what you pay them, you are going to get back in your business. It's going to be able to generate your freed up time, or their work is going to generate more income for your business. Okay, very important. So those are the 3 techniques that I wanted to talk about. Now I'm going to go to the 3 beliefs. 3 beliefs that might be blocking you from actually making a commitment to work your office hours and not a minute more. Okay, now I'm going to repeat myself a little bit by saying that beliefs are actually what make you function. Your belief system, your mind, creates your reality. Okay, so it's very, very important to understand what beliefs are moving and shaking you, what beliefs are pushing you forward, okay, or stopping you. Okay, and what beliefs are limiting? It's a whole big terminology of limiting beliefs. We want to take those limiting beliefs, we want to see where they are, what they're stopping us from doing, and we want to see if we can change them. See if we adopt new beliefs that are as true or truer than those limiting beliefs, and adopt those new beliefs into our lives to replace the old with new supportive, empowering beliefs. Okay, but first step in doing that is actually recognizing the beliefs that may be stopping you, that may be limiting you. So I'm going to talk about 3 of them. Okay, the first one is a super powerful belief that many people have. Many people have, and it affects them not only in this aspect of the hours that they work, but also the amount of money that they can generate. Okay, this is a really super powerful belief, limiting belief, that I wish for all of you to be able to replace it with something a lot better, something supportive. This is, I need to work hard to make money. How many of you have that belief? You have to work hard for your money. There's even a song, Work Hard for the Money. Okay, I'd like to hear from you down in the comments. How many of you share the need to work hard for the money? A very super limiting belief. People, you do not need to work hard for money. You need to work smart. And smart has nothing to do with time. Hard, I think, has a lot to do with time. It has to do with physical energy and mental energy and the use of resources in working hard. Okay? But money does not, you don't need to work hard to make money. You need to work smart. Okay, you can do a lot of things. You can be efficient. You're a superwoman. Superwomen have to be the most efficient people on this planet. They get their work done. They get their family taken care of. They talk to their mother. They're good spouses. They probably are involved in charities and help the neighbors or the schools. Maybe you're on the PTA, the Parent Teachers Association. Superwomen are so involved. You are probably the most efficient people in the world. Okay, so it's just a belief to work hard for your money. You can be as efficient as you are out there, getting things done, doing whatever it takes in your business. I mean, you live that efficiency every day. I I mean, to get the laundry and the dishes and the kids off to school and the homework done and the meals served, and to speak with your suppliers and to supply your goods and to send out the shipments and to speak with your clients and to pay the bills. It's endless. A woman's job is just endless. And we have to become so make it done. And you can be efficient in your business as well. It just requires a little bit of planning. Okay, and to know that you do not have to work hard. If you have strategy that says, okay, I am going to be able to make all the money I need to make within this time frame. If you have systems that you can repeat them, there is no reason why you have to work hard. You can work for fun. You love what you're doing, so enjoy it. Why work hard? Enjoy it. You can work a lot if that's what you want to do, but you don't have to work hard. Work smart. Work smart and be able to have your work support your priorities as a person, okay? You don't have just priorities in work. Work is not your only priority. I mean, that's why we're successful self-employed superwomen. We have a lot of different priorities, a lot of different things we want to give to, okay? So you do not need to work hard for your money. You can change that belief. Let's say a new belief that you can come up with would be, I do what I love doing and money flows my way. How about that? That's a great empowering belief to replace this yucky belief that we had before, okay? I'd like you to write down also in the comments what beliefs you think you could adopt that can replace the belief I need to work hard for my money, okay? What new beliefs can you adopt that is supportive, like I love what I'm working at and the money flows my way. What beliefs can you adopt? Okay, the next belief I want to talk about is I'm a one-woman show. Okay, I know how to do it. I do it the best. I have to do everything. I am the smartest. I know exactly what needs to be done. No one is going to help me. No one wants to help me. That could be a real big belief there in this, and I'm a one-woman show. Okay, it could be a self-confidence issue where you don't think that anyone out there wants to help you, or it could be a control issue where no one is going to do it as well as you can do it. Okay? People, no one is replaceable. And even your ideas, you might have your ideas, and your ideas might be great, but the next person down the line with a little direction might even have better ideas. Okay? Because you are so involved. Someone else who takes a step back, like a coach, and someone who can take a step back and see the whole picture with a different perspective, they might be able to come up with a better solution. Okay? It does not have to be you. You are not a one-man show. No woman is an island. It's just, first of all, it's just impossible. Women are so inclusive. I mean, it's just in our nature to be inclusive, to see how we can get everyone together to do things, to incorporate. It's just really part of our nature. We don't need and we don't want to be alone. So you're not alone. People want to help you. People do. People love to help, especially women. We're so nurturing. Ask for help. Ask for support. Ask for ideas. Even if you know exactly what you want, what you think should be done, ask someone else their opinion. You might be surprised. Get new ideas. And once you start getting more involved with exploring other people's ideas, other people's thoughts, seeing how they could fit into the mix of your business and your lifestyle, you might be able to adopt them. And then you'll be more trusting of the outside world. And it'll cover actually both sides of the coin, that if you are anxious about giving up control, you can see that, wow, I can really trust other people. And on the other side, if you're concerned that no one's really going to want to help you or understand you, then you'll see that people really want to help, that there are some really good people out there that are concerned about you and have good input and want to be there to support you. So you're not alone. So you can say, let's change that belief. I am a one-woman show. Say, I have my own business and there's so many people that want to support me or can support me. How about that for a new empowering belief? Why don't you write down now 1, 2, maybe 3 beliefs that you could adopt instead of I'm a one-woman show that can be much more empowering and help you move along and be able to make the decisions that you need to make in order to get up and go away from the working table when the time comes, when the day is over. Okay? So it's not only you. I'm going backwards maybe a little bit by saying, by thinking, having a belief that it's only you, you might have to initiate to work more hours. That's it. I mean, all these things, I have to work hard means you have to work more hours to get things done, to fulfill the needs of your clients. I'm a one-woman show might mean that you need to work more hours in order to get everything done because you cannot delegate or outsource to other people. Okay? So these are all things that take up your time and don't free you up to live the lifestyle that you want to live. Okay? Another belief, this is a tough one. I can't be both a successful businesswoman and a dedicated mom. How many of you have that belief? Raise your hand. You can write it down also in the comments. I can't be both a successful businesswoman and a dedicated mom. People think that it's a zero-sum game, that you could be either this or you can be either that. Sorry, guys, you can be both. You can be both. If you include all of your family in what you're doing and your plans, if you share, if you communicate, you can absolutely be both. If you manage your time, and the last commandment that we had, the last parables we had in commandment number 3, we talked about planning your time. So if you plan your time in the right way, thinking about what your needs are, what your values are, what your family's values are, the hours that you want to work, put that all into the mix, you can be both. You can be both, and one does not account of the other. During the time that you're working, you are working, and you are the best, and you are generating income, and you are successful in what you're doing, and you are helping people with your gifts. And then when you're not working and you're at home, you're with your family, and you're the super mom, and you're the super spouse or partner, and you give to yourself. That's the goal, right? That's the dream, and you can do it if you're well planned out. You can be both. Now, again, this is a difficult, maybe not. I was going to say it's a difficult belief to change, because the first thing that comes to my mind when I say I can't be both a successful businesswoman and a dedicated mom is to say I can be. But then you're just working on 2 sides of the same continuum. You don't want to say one I can and one I can't, because then it depends on your mood, how you feel, whether you can or you cannot do it. So we need to go onto a different continuum. So you can say, instead of I can't be both a successful businesswoman and a dedicated mom, you can say I am a successful businesswoman who dedicates her time and love also to her family. How about that? That's a little bit different. We'd have to explore that if it's on the same continuum or I jumped. I think that I jumped. Okay, not I can be. I am, because you are. You are. It's in your nature. It's who you are. You've proven it again and again and again that you are a successful, self-employed superwoman. Okay? You've proven it. So you are. That's not even up for question. So you can be a successful, self-employed superwoman, yeah, who loves to spend time with her family, loves to spend quality time with her family. How about that for an empowering belief? Okay? Or you can say, I'm dedicated to my family, my children, and my family, and my spouse, and they support me in my business. How about that? Is that as true or truer? Then I can't be both successful in business and a dedicated mom. I'd like you to write down here also 2, 3 more empowering beliefs that you want to adopt that'll help you move forward, rather than having a belief I can't be both a successful businesswoman and a dedicated mom. Okay? Take a couple of minutes and write them down. Okay, if you're listening to a recording of this, you can stop the recording and do the work, okay? The writing down of the information is actually what makes it go into your subconscious. It makes it part of your physical and emotional and mental being the minute you take a second, a time, a minute to write things down on a piece of paper. And I wouldn't do it virtually. Don't write it down on the computer. For me, write it down on the computer so I can know where you're coming from and I can help you. But for yourselves, also write it down. Keep a journal. Matter of fact, why don't you keep a journal of the 10 Commandments for successful self-employed superwomen? In every training you go through, write down your thoughts, what you learn in that journal. I think that's a great idea. And then when you have in the middle of the week, you have all sorts of ideas coming to you, understandings taking place, go back to the same journal, and that can be your journal to help you support you, move you forward in your business, in your journey, in your personal development. Wow, that's a great idea. Okay, now we spoke about the 3 beliefs. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk about the 3 behaviors that you need to adopt in order to be able to live the dream, in order to be able to work the amount of hours that you want to work and not a second more. Okay, so there's 3 behaviors. The first one seems rather, rather simple, yeah, but it's not. But it's or obvious. It's like an obvious behavior. The first one is stop working at the end of office hours. Stop. You have decided what your office hours are. You've written them down here in the comments. You've committed to the universe, to me, to our colleagues here on our website. You have committed. Those are your office hours. Be dedicated, be committed, and be true to your word. Integrity is a very, very important word in anything in life, in business, with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Have integrity. What you say is what should really happen, okay? So stop working at the end of office hours. This is hard to do because it is you and yourself. You are the one who has to decide when you're going to stop. And it requires a lot of discipline. But again, anything you do requires discipline, and it's a decision to make it. At the beginning, it requires discipline. I think there's even a saying about it. I have to look it up. I know there's a saying about it. Whenever you have a change in behavior, at the beginning, what you need is discipline. But then if you have discipline for, I don't remember if it's 21 days, then it becomes a habit. And for a habit, you don't need to have any discipline because it's a routine. And we spoke a little bit about routines also in the last training in Commandment number 3. Okay, so even though at the beginning it might feel uncomfortable to you, if you decided that you are going to work 9 to 5, at 5 o'clock, you close the office. Okay, finished. You don't answer your business calls. You don't look at your emails. You don't have text messages going back and forth. You do not do that because your office is closed. You can imagine in your mind, and I think that's a great thing to do, and we'll talk about it when we talk about borders in one of the following commandments. Imagine that you're a salaried person in a business. It just happens to be your business, but you're a salaried person in a business. When the clock strikes, the day is over, the time clock is over, you pop your card and you go. And there's no one answering the phone. It might be a call service, which is okay, and maybe even recommended, but not you. You have punched your card and you're out of there. So it's the same thing in your office. Just like when you're a salaried person and the business will continue to operate and grow, even if nobody's working there from 5 in the evening till 9 the next morning, it's still going to work. Your business will also thrive in the same manner. But it's up to you. It could be that you decided to work 9 to 5. It could be that you decided to work 6 to 3. It could be that you decided to work from 10 to 2. It's your decision. It could be that there's some days you work in the mornings and some days you work in the evenings. Okay, it's also okay. It is totally your decision what your office hours are. But once you have made those hours, those are the hours. You start work at the same time and you finish at the same time that you have committed to. Okay, it's a behavior, it's a pattern, it's a routine that you must at first be disciplined to do, and then it becomes a habit. But be in your own integrity and stick to those hours. And those hours, they have to be realistic, okay, or not. You know, they can be what they want them to be, and then you make strategies. I'm going back to the techniques. Then you make strategies to make them work, okay? It's the whole idea is simple. It's simple. You just have to be dedicated to it, to really want to do it, to make the effort. Okay. The next we have is, these are behaviors I'm talking about, okay? Behavior. Plan your non-working hours. It's a behavior. If you finish with your office hours, okay, and you have nothing to do, you don't know what to do, and you are going to vegetate. A lot of times what you see, especially in successful self-employed superwomen, is if you have nothing to do, you will start to work because your work is important to you. It is. I'm not saying it's not. It is. You know, my work is my baby. I love it, and I watch it grow, and I'm enthusiastic and loving and caring and wanting and observant, just like I would be with a child. And I'm sure that you are as well with your business. So if you have real downtime where no one's calling you, you are likely to start to work again, okay, to use that time. So I would suggest that you plan your free time. If the idea of you wanting to stop work earlier is because you want to spend more time with your children, make sure you're spending more time with your children. Plan it, make plans with them, get into routines with them, you know, having dinner, picking them up for school, doing homework, reading bedtime stories. Build in routines that you can spend the quality time with your children. Maybe you want some me time. Maybe you want to go do some exercise. Maybe you want to go out with your friends. Maybe you want to see your mom a little bit more, you know, go over and be with her a little bit, or your parents or your siblings. There are a lot of things you want to do. Maybe you want to read a book. And I'm putting, again, in parentheses, books are great. Read a lot. Read a lot. Just read a lot. And that is, even if you're reading a book that will help you in your business, that's not considered work. That's not something you need to do in the office during office hours. You can do that anytime you want, according to your priorities, according to your values. You know, I read every night before I go to sleep. And a lot of my downtime when my kids don't need me and they're busy, my kids are not small anymore. My kids are teenagers, a little bit more than teenagers. And so they're busy a lot of times. So I do read a lot for my own entertainment and for my own learning and my own personal development. And I recommend it so much. Reading is a good thing, but it's not part of work, even if you're reading something that will help your business. Okay, because it helps your mind. Wow, it helps your mind. So anyway, plan your time. If you want to take walks with your friends or walks just for your health, you know, plan it. Make sure you're doing something, because I'm not saying not to have downtime. I mean, if you want to have downtime and read a book or watch television, vegetate, or take a little nap, it's great. It's not that, I think it's good to rest. You're so busy. So if you have downtime, it's like a gift even. But a lot of times, I don't want it to be so much downtime that you are going to start working. Okay? Now, I'm going to put again, I have to qualify all sorts of different things here. I think there are a lot of people who like to work and don't want to reduce their office hours. They don't want to have shorter office hours. They just want to have quality time with their family. Okay, so you can work. You could say you want to work till 6 o'clock. I mean, my kids, like I said, my kids are 18 and 20 years old. They are not home a lot. You know, and they don't need me a lot. I want to be there when they're available, but sometimes, you know, I finish working. I think, ooh, what am I going to do now? Okay. So if they're not home, I have a tendency, and I fight it, to start to work. And I could work. I love, but I do. I mean, I could work endless hours, because I just grow and do, and I just love it to give and to share and to learn and to think and to it's a growing. My business, I feel, is a growing proposition for me, and the ability to give other people is just so empowering for me. So it's just a wonderful experience. So I could work and I enjoy it. And you know what? And sometimes I do, but it's in measured manners. You know, I work a lot of hours because I can work a lot of hours. My family needs me a lot less, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of it. Okay, so when I say to work office hours and not a minute more, it doesn't mean that you have to work 2 hours a day. If you want to work 6 hours, 8 hours, that's okay. If you want to work 4 hours, it's also okay. It's what you want to do. You get satisfaction out of it. And make sure, though, you have your other values taken care of, you have other activities. If you want to contribute to your health, if you want to contribute to your to charity, to social, to PTA, to your children, to your spouse, make sure you have plans so you're not just vegetating and then migrating back into office hours when you're not supposed to be there, because you don't need to be a workaholic. It's good for people to have well-rounded lives. As a matter of fact, I think I said it in the last Power Boost training that in order to be happy, basic happiness in life, you need to work. That's one thing you need to do. You need to work. Another thing you need to do is you need to have meaningful relationships. And the most meaningful relationships you can have with a partner, with a spouse. Okay, they're the most meaningful relationships, and they are important foundations for general happiness. Okay, without relationships, meaningful relationships, and without work, people cannot be happy. Okay, according to Tal Ben-Shahar, who was a professor at Harvard University, who writes on this, he writes on theories of this topic of happiness. Okay, so invest time in your relationships, and even though it's easy to migrate back into work. Okay, plan your time, use your time, get your values in there, live a full and rounded life outside of office hours. Okay, if it's not your children that you need to be with, your spouse, your partner, your friends, your family, your extended family, the community, volunteering, friends, a book club, learning. There's a million things that you can do in your free time. That's not work, and that can help you grow as a person and keep you happy and satisfied and fulfilled. Okay, the last behavior that I want to talk about for helping you, again, we're talking about working the amount of hours that you want to work in the office, your business, and not a minute more. Okay, so I'm helping you be a little bit more efficient with your time so that you can have a life outside of work. Basically. So the last behavior I want to talk about is initiate communications with. Okay? When you are in the office, you initiate the telephone calls. Okay? On your time, on your schedule, so that you avoid, it's like preventive maintenance. Okay? You avoid those crises happening, you know, those last minute things coming up where you need to stay until midnight to fix it, or to go meet a deadline. Okay, be in communication with your suppliers, with your employees, with your clients, okay, with your old clients, with the people who have ordered now. Initiate communication, especially in areas where you feel it could be problematic. A lot of people are, they're afraid to make that communication. But what if there's a problem? And then what's it say in English? I raise the dead. You know, I raise the problem. All of a sudden, everyone's going to get mad at me, and I'm not going to know how to deal with it. It's better to know ahead of time. It's your initiative if there's a problem, instead of a customer having a problem and never getting back to you, or a supplier getting back to you at the last minute. You have control. You have much more control if you've initiated a call and found out that there's a problem. Then you can deal with it and make it better. Okay, it gives you a lot of power and control instead of waiting for someone to call you and see what's going on. So be proactive. Initiate communication with people during your office hours. And this way, no one's going to be looking for you in your non-office hours. Or you're not going to have emergencies that are just going to pop up, or you're going to need to stay for a really long time when you're not planning on doing it. Okay? So you do need the dedication. But if you do very simple things, initiate communication, then it'll free up your time. Then you are more in control. Things will flow easier. You'll know about problems way in advance, probably when they're small, and be able to manage them a lot easier and more effectively than you would have before. Okay? And when you do that, you will be able to finish work on time. You will become more efficient. Okay, and you will not have to work those extra hours in order to get it done. Okay, everyone? So I spoke about today commandment number 4. It is how to Work, the amount of hours that you want to work that will support your lifestyle, your desired lifestyle, and not a minute more. We spoke about 3 techniques that will help you. We spoke about 3 beliefs, limiting beliefs that may stop you from living your desired lifestyle, working those hours to live your desired lifestyle. And we spoke about 3 behaviors that you can adopt in your life that will allow you the freedom to live your desired lifestyle, to work the amount of hours you want to work, and then to stop working and live the lifestyle that you want to live outside of the work environment. Okay, super important, commandment number 4. I am here. I'd like to know what your thoughts are, what your comments are, what understandings you got from this training. Please feel free to write it down in the comments, send me emails, be in contact with me. If you have any questions, any desires, any thoughts about what we're doing here and how to make your business more successful, grow yourself as a person, grow your business, and increase your income, your wealth, I am here. I am dedicated to you. So please feel free to turn to me. I'm Mindy Stern, dedicated to your personal, business, and financial empowerment. Have a good one.